And this is Ruby Blow of Development Counts, and this video is my blog preview for this week. It was really inspired by a discussion I had yesterday with some of my supervisees. Those would be counselors that I mentor and provide oversight for as they work towards their license. And we had a great discussion, and it started with the question from one of my supervisees, which was, what's the difference between dating and hanging out? Now, we had a very lively discussion about this that really went into, I think, some important research and information about dating, love, and relationships, marriage, even. And I'll be writing about that in the blog post. But what I wanted to share in the video are a few general thoughts that I think are relevant and hopefully helpful to this discussion. Not trying to necessarily visually be that engaged in the discussion. So here goes. So the short answer is, in my observation, dating implies that people are hoping to get to know one another and perhaps commit to a more serious, long-term relationship. And depending on the people, possibly, marriage. Whereas hanging out in general terms involves people seeking one another's companionship, and they may have already determined that they don't want to date or be in an ongoing long-term committed relationship with that person they're hanging out with. But essentially, hanging out gives them the opportunity for companionship, a connection, and friendship. And sometimes those relationships might develop into more formal dating, i.e., relationships that might lead to long-term partnership. Okay. So he was kind of asking the question, why aren't people more clear with one another about what they're seeking? And there's a lot of answers to that. And I think a lot of it has to do with the historical context of the changing in relationships, a change in gender roles, a change in expectations. One of the ones that I've noticed is that often, and I'm a woman, so I'm speaking from my perspective, that men are often seeking some guarantee that a woman is worthy of their time investment. Okay, so they're wanting to know up front, should I spend any time on getting to know this woman? Um, and women are often waiting for the commitment of some time investment in order to more truly reveal themselves to someone that they're interested in. So that sometimes, particularly in heterosexual relationships, there is an at odds. A man is saying, hey, show me what you have more than what I can see on the exterior so I can determine whether or not I like you. And women are thinking, how can I be vulnerable and let you know more about who I am without some level of commitment or context um, that would allow me to feel safe to reveal myself to you? And so therein lies the rub. It's a catch 22, right? Now, often people find some way to navigate this dance and determine if they want to stick it out with one another, right? So all is not lost, but I think it's important to understand from a gender perspective what people are seeking in terms of modern relationship. And then we also kind of talked about how important commitment is as a context, a container for a relationship to grow, a container for sharing a life with someone. That ultimately, the choice around love and relationships is a willingness to stay connected to one another, to keep choosing that same person each day, and to work through life's challenges together. Determination that although one or both parties might change, that there's going to be a holding space for the relationship to continue to grow and evolve within the context of that change. And ultimately, what it is a risk a risk that you put all of your eggs in one basket, so to speak, and that two people are holding that basket together and not letting it drop. And that risk involves the potential for someone to let go and the other person to be disappointed, or for both parties to let go and disappoint one another, or for one party to over attend to the eggs in that basket while the other feels less responsible for that relationship. And then again, both parties are alone, right? So you can see there's a lot of complexity, a lot of layers to it. I think it's an important discussion for therapists to be having. I think we need to explore our own relationship experiences, our own expectations, so that we can help people and even help ourselves develop the proper container, the structure for a relationship to grow into something that's healthy and fulfilling for both parties. All right. So that's what I'm going to be talking about this week. Basically, dating versus hanging out, but really kind of historical sweep overlook at the change in the state of relationships and how that can impact our work with therapy clients or even coaching clients if what you're engaged in is coaching. All right, so you can follow my blog at developmentcounts.com. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.